How has San Francisco treated you thus far this weekend?
Beautiful,
Of course.
You know, I've been doing this for a few years now,
Just a couple.
and well, working in theater and telling stories since 1964.
Come on
That's
now.
when I started.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
You know, so it's been quite a few years, over 61 now, and but I just came here for one reason, and I started coming here for one reason, and not only here in San Francisco, but around the world, and that's to say thank you. Thank you for your taking time to see the work that I've done and continue to do that, and therefore I've lived a very privileged life. And people don't get it sometimes. They think, you know, you come here, make money or whatever. No, I come here to say thank you to you. If you've come, how many of you been by my stuff? Okay, you know as well as I do. First of all, I just don't sign my name and push you off. Second, I take really a long time in saying thank you to you guys. So come by. You don't have to buy anything. I'm not here to sell anything. I did that because people wanted it. And so it's fine, here you go, so we'll remember, take a picture, yeah, here you go. But I say thank you to you because if I run into you at a restaurant or at the airport or walking down the street, I can't stop and talk to you. I'm going somewhere, I'm doing something, I'm moving forward. But here, the one reason I'm here is to say thank you. Thank you so much for making my life what it is.
That's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And though I definitely appreciate the perspective that you lived a privileged life, it is so very well earned with art and craft and storytelling that you've given to all of us. And I think the first place that I want to start with is kind of your origin story and being a storyteller. As I understand it, you had some aspirations for playing baseball and switched up for the arts.
Yeah,
How did that happen?
from the age of about 5, I started playing baseball, and I learned something really profoundly, perfectly understandable to everybody, but not everybody took it upon themselves to use it, and that I learned how to discipline myself to do the things I love to do when I didn't feel like doing it.
What's the
And
secret?
boy, oh boy, a 5-year-old kid that learns something, discipline, determination, perseverance, and the key ingredient of patience. You'll grow up, just give yourself some time. It's gonna take years for you to get there, guy. So just slow down, you know, don't get impatient. Don't stop living your dream. And I don't care if you're like 80, like my age right now, if you're sitting in the audience, just don't stop. The only people I know that really don't live the passion of their hearts and themselves is the people who stop. Just don't stop. You know, it's like, you know, people say, you know, I've been doing my work hard since I was 5 or 6 years old, and I do it every day. I play baseball every day. And that isn't the only thing I would do. I had to go to school, I had to do everything. But I ended up being able to understand myself to the fullest. I wasn't better than other kids playing the game. I was just the best that I could be, period. And that's what I ended up living my life that way. I'm the best that I can be at acting and filming and storytelling. And I sang rock and roll
Yes,
for many
indeed.
years.
Yes, indeed.
Many years. At the age of 14, I stopped playing baseball. I had just finished an incredible year. Second year that I won the state batting championship in the state of California. And I had been really picked up. I was playing with the Dodger farm team already at 13 and 14, catching Eddie Roebuck when I was 14 years old. These are the guys that, you know, Sandy Koufax, Eddie Roebuck, and all those guys were playing in the late 50s, 58, 59, and I was catching them. And I was a little kid. I was really small and young, but could I play? I played really well because I knew my fundamentals, basics. And so therefore, one day, I remember after a doubleheader, I used to play on 5 teams every year. If the first team didn't need me, I could play on the second team. If the first and second team didn't need me, I'd play on the third team. If the first three didn't need me, I'd play on the fourth. And if the fourth one didn't need me, I'd play on the fifth. The fifth, I played maybe twice a year.
Wow.
You know, but they were willing to take me whenever it was possible for me to be there. And I played every position. I pitched, I catched, I managed third base, first base. I played every single position possible. And I was, they gearing me forward. I was going to be, you know, one of the major phenoms.
Yeah.
And I stopped. One day I came home after playing a doubleheader, and I was in the bathtub, and I was taking a bath, and I tell my dad, "Dad, I'm not going to play anymore."
Right.
Whoa. I mean, and he goes, "Hey, you know, son, make sure you get all the soap up from behind your ears." Okay? And he walked away. And I got out of the bath, dried myself off, and I went right next door. And right next door was a wonderful guitar player, young kid who had started playing guitar. He was a little older than me, about a year and a half older than me, but he had started playing guitar at a very young age. Mm-hmm. And he played, like I played baseball, he played guitar. So by the time I touched him at the age of 14, I'm 14, and he had been playing for like 7, 8 years, 9 years already. He could play everything. He could play Chuck Berry, he could play rock and roll. And I said, "Hey man, I'd like to sing, can you play for me?" And we can sing, and I'll sing and you play. And I couldn't sing worth a damn, you know, at all. I mean, I'd never even tried it, you know, I just singing to the radio. 1956, 57, when I heard Tutti Frutti and all this,
of course,
great Buddy Holly and Richie Valens and Elvis Presley. But, you know, so I started singing with him every day, 7 days a week. That's right. The way I played baseball. Mm-hmm. And I would dance and I would sing and I'd dance and sing and couldn't sing and I couldn't dance, but every day I got a little bit better every day. So after, you know, a year of doing that, 365 days, guess what? I was better than I was when I started.
That's right.
A lot better. And of course, 2 years later, I was even better. And by 4 years, I was on the Sunset Strip playing with, you know, some of the, you know, I grew up with Bob Dylan, with Leon Russell, Delaney Bramlett, you know, the Byrds.
Legends.
Okay, yeah. All of them legends now.
Right.
You know, Jim Morrison used to come in and watch me perform.
What?
And, you know, I'd watch him perform, he'd watch me perform, and then I'd see myself in him. I'd say, "Wait a minute, man, that's the kind of stuff I do. Wow, interesting. Where did I get it from? James Brown." You know, I've been watching James Brown perform. And all I can tell you, I'm here because of the fact that I really love what I do. Mm-hmm. And I've done it every day, and I do it every day, even now. I'm close to 80 years old, and I know I look good, but...
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
And more than that, I will tell you the truth, more than that, a lot of you already know, more than that, I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I almost passed away 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. I almost died. I had cancer of the throat, and it captured a friend of mine, Miguel Ferrer, who was a beautiful actor.
Brilliant actor.
Yeah, Jose Ferrer's son. Yeah. He died.
He did.
Of cancer of the throat, and I almost got too, and I was very fortunate that I was able to push myself through it, and it was really the treatment kills you. Disease didn't have a chance, but because the treatment of chemo and radiation, wow,
right,
wipes you out. I couldn't talk, I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink, I couldn't swallow. I was ugly. So if you see me kind of happy and bubbly and always like a smile on my face and God, what a happy guy, it's because I really made it. I'm here.
Yeah.
Warranted. Absolutely warranted. So you go from baseball into music. Big shout out to Pacific Ocean as one of the great opportunities for you to showcase your craft. But then acting comes along, and you're in school and you have this opportunity to kind of dabble into it a little bit. How did you find out that that was a place for you to really kind of excel?
It was easier for me to say, I love you, than it was for me to say, I love you so much. It was easier for me to say,
Okay.
I love you so much. And I was saying the same thing.
Right.
Okay. Storytelling. Acting, theater. I walked into theater in 1964. That's when I took my first theater class at East LA Community College in Boyle Heights. And I went from East LA Community College to Cal State LA. And that's where I got my training. And then I went to the studio, actor studio. I couldn't get in. I never could get in. I auditioned there maybe 7, 8 times, paying you had to pay $30 to audition.
Oh wow.
And you could only audition once every 6 months, so it took me years of trying to audition to get in there.
Right.
It was Strasberg and everybody, and I couldn't get in. Never got in. But then I did Zoot Suit.
Come on. That's right.
And for those of you that never saw Zoot Suit, when I did it on stage, you're old. Because that was back in 1978. And in 78, I did Zoot Suit. And from that day, the day I walked out the very first time, the very first performance. Now you gotta remember, I'd come from baseball into music and dancing, then into theater with music and dancing still being done.
Of course.
Connecting, and I started to feel the understanding of theater and what it meant. And I created characters. I love watching people perform. That's part of the structure. You either got to watch people do it yourself, read about it, or talk about it. Every day, 7 days a week. That's not the only thing you're going to do, but you have to touch your dream passionately every day.
Well said.
Okay, and even as you sit here today, if you're kind of wondering, I lived my dream, but I couldn't really do it, then what are you talking about? Would you stop living? Don't keep it in there, just keep doing it. You're only going to get better.
That's right.
You're not going to get anything but better. You're going to know yourself better inside of the craft you're working on, whatever it is. And but I ended up connecting it all together. And in 1978, I did a performance that not only rocked my world, the immediate world that I was living in, but it was a shot heard around the world. It was, I'm one of 3 American characters ever to arise on the American stage in the history of American theater.
Right.
It's Willie Loman, okay, Stanley Kowalski,
Right.
and El Pachuco.
Come on.
3 American characters, totally Americana. Can't find them anywhere else in the world. And that's where they placed me. The American Theater Wing placed me in that position, saying that this is one of the definitive characters ever to arise on the American stage. From that moment on, I never auditioned again.
Yeah.
That's right.
And this is the kicker. Are you ready for this one? I've had total control of my characters ever since.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's the only way you get gaff.
Right.
In Blade Runner, you don't get gaff because somebody wrote it on a piece of paper. Or, directed you in that way. It's like when I did the Zoot Suit, no one directed me. They had written the words that I was saying, but, que le voy a echar mis trapos.
Wow.
Pues, ¿saben qué? Estas garras me las planté porque me dijeron que iban a estar aquí. Pues, órale. Guachamitacuchese. Y aliviánese con mis calcos, mi lisa, mis tramos, mi carlango. Chale. ¿Saben qué? Ustedes son puros verdolagas. Puro square. Now, that wasn't Spanish.
Listen, y'all gotta clap for that though. Hold on. You don't just get to witness that and not clap.
That wasn't Spanish, that wasn't English. That was a combination of both of them added to that gypsy.
Yeah.
So those three languages, which I had heard in the streets where I was born and raised in Boyle Heights. So when I saw that written, I said, holy mackerel, this is real deal here. What the heck? And then I broke from this character, El Pachuco, into the actor, and they wrote it out that way. Luis Valdez, brilliant writer, brilliant playwright, and brilliant poet, and just all-around director, everything. And he had written it, and right after I said those lines that I just said, I would do a spin, whack, and come back, and all of a sudden I'd go, ladies and gentlemen, the play you're about to see is a construct of fact and fantasy. And if you've ever seen Zoot Suit the movie, you'll see me come on. That's the opening of the entire piece. When I did that, no one was telling me, hey, Ed, you should say it this way. Can you turn when you do that? Or no one directed me. And even the playwright was stunned because he had found the real deal. And when you find it, you turn around and say, wow, this person's perfect for it. It's like Jennifer Lopez and Selena. She was perfect for it, you know. There's so many brilliant artists that have come about it. They just nail it so well. You know, Marlon Brando, Streetcar Named Desire. You know, he just like nailed it, you know. And to me, when I did that, I gained the respect. I went on to do Wolfen with Albert Finney, which if you haven't seen that movie, I think they're gonna re-release it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a really interesting ecological film. It's about they marketed it in 1980 as a horror film, but it wasn't. It was an ecological film. It's a film about our ecology and what we had done to our environment, environmental film, and that was this first major piece of work I did after Zoot Suit. I created that character, and then I went on immediately to do Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And did Gaff, which was, I was an Uber driver.
Wow.
Or Decker, you know what I mean? The whole role, as I read the script, it was just me driving him in the car to go to someplace, picking him up and taking him places. And I said, okay, and I had a couple of lines. I said, you don't mind, and this is what really got me. Ridley had given me the opportunity to understand myself, and was secure enough within himself, secured as an artist, as a director, as a person, to allow growth around him.
Yeah.
Very important. If you're a leader, be a real good leader and listen. Listen. And allow growth. That's the key. The key is to allow people around you to become all that they're going to be, and they make you stronger by allowing them to do what they're doing. And he did that. He allowed me to create the language. I told him I want to speak 10 different languages. He goes, what? I said, he goes, well, what do you mean? I go, carajo de lo poiqua. And he just looked at me. I said, that was bullshit. I don't know what I said. But that's what it's going to sound like. It's going to sound like, you know, you'll have tones from Asia, you'll have tones from, you know, Europe, you'll have tones from Latin America, you'll have different tones, and they'll be kind of mixed together, but they will make sense. I went to Berlitz and started to work on my dialogue. And of course, he allowed it. And by allowing it, he got the Asian influence in the movie, which wasn't there until, and he finally, I think about 10 or 15 years ago, he finally came out and gave the whole story how that happened. And when I would tell people that I brought in these elements to the movie, they go, "Oh yeah, right. Sure, yeah, okay, Ed. You're one of those kind." That's
You're
what
like,
we're-
yes, I am. That's right.
And of course, the way I looked, the design of my clothing, everything, I helped all create that character. And then I created, of course, everything I've done. Lieutenant Castillo, do you think Lieutenant Castillo is written
Come on now.
that way?
Come on.
Do you think that the character somebody wrote, and then he never looks at anybody, and then he never smiles? I never smiled once.
No.
5 years. One moment I did smile once when my friend comes in and I do a slight little smile on my face, but I never smiled and I never looked at the first year. I never looked at the guys. And you guys hated me. Those of you who watched Miami Vice when it came out said, "I don't like this guy." This guy's, these Tom Crockett and Tubbs are heroes, and this guy's, he's like, wouldn't even look at them. It's like, if I sit here and talk to you like this, or worse yet, if I turn around and talk over there, and you guys are sitting out here, you go, "What the hell's wrong with this guy? He's looking at the wall." And that's how I did. My character did that. And I remember directors asking me, "Can you use the other wall?" I go, "Pardon?" They go, "Yeah, can you, that other wall flies. We can move that one. We can't move this one." I go, "Well, why do you want to move it?" He goes, "Well, then we can see put the camera on the other side and we can see your face." I go, "No, shoot the back of my head. And that's all you're gonna shoot, just the back of my head. And you're gonna hear me saying what I'm saying. And then I'm gonna say it in such a whisper that everybody at home is gonna have to go, shh, he's gonna talk. And then they turn up the television. It was fun.
It did work.
Oh yeah, it did work. Are you kidding? I became the nemesis and it made the show.
Yes.
Because, they had, the guys, they were doing a really strange kind of thing. They did a thing that Starsky and Hutch had made very famous. Mm-hmm. That means like me and you are the two leads in the movie.
Right.
And they're shooting our movie. And then you guys are the audience, of course, you're looking at us. And then, the captain or the chief of police or the governor or somebody would be telling us something. And we'd go, Then we'd look at each other. Didn't even do that. You didn't have to do nothing, you just look at each other. And then we'd look back at you. And immediately you all knew, they're cooking something up already. These guys are hot. These guys are gonna do something. I said, that's bullshit. I saw that once before I got off the airplane. I had been watching they sent me some videos and stuff inside my house. I'd seen it before I got on the plane. And I said, this is terrible. This is my worst case scenario. This is like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? So I ended up the very first day, watch the very first time I come on, episode 4, rewatch episode 4 of Miami Vice.
Changes the game.
Yeah. I remember the very first scene I did with Tubbs. I was with him and we're at the site of a murder. They killed a young girl and it happened to be Crockett's girlfriend in high school. And she was in the river, half in, half out in the river there. And Tubbs is talking with me really close. He was really close to me. And I'm sitting there, I'm not standing there. This is my very first scene. I just got off the airplane. I'm creating this character as I'm standing there. There was no rehearsal, there was nothing. It's just, they gave me the script and I was supposed to say some lines. And so I'm standing there. And he's standing right here. And before I took the job, I told Michael and Ann, I said, I can't do your job, I can't do your work. First, I need a non-exclusive contract. I can't be signed to NBC at that time. I can't be on NBC. For 7 years, they have me under contract for 7 years. I said, No, they do not control my life for 7 years. I'm sorry. I have other things I have to do, like the Ballad of Gregorio Cortez, like Stand and
Come on now.
Deliver.
Come on now.
Okay, Triumph of the
right.
Spirit. I need to do these movies,
Right.
and I couldn't do them if I was signed exclusively to NBC. So I said, first, I can't sign an exclusive contract, and second, the most important aspect, which is something you won't give me, which I have creative control of my character. Okay, and I know you can't do that, so it's okay, thank you for calling by. Hung up. He called me back 4 times, each time doubling the amount of money he was giving me. I'm not kidding you. And by the time he was done, the 4th time he called, and he said, you got it. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, you got a non-exclusive contract, you just have to give us 60 days. Give us 60 days advance notice that you're gonna leave, but you gotta come back. I go, oh, 60, that's perfect. Month, 2 months, I gotta prepare for it. Whatever I'm gonna do, I need that kind of preparation to do. Okay, yeah. Then he says, and you have creative control of your character.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 1984, okay? And so I said, oh, okay, and I'll take the last amount of money that y'all. Thank you very much. But that comes, hey, look, I gotta tell you, man, I'm not naturally talented at all. You're looking at a person who comes from Boyle Heights, East LA. None of my family was ever in the arts. I didn't know how to sing, I didn't know how to dance, I didn't know how to play baseball. None of that. And then through discipline of doing the things I love to do when I didn't feel like doing them, that's really the key. That is the key. The key is you make yourself do something you love to do. When you don't feel like doing it, then that is the moment you strive for. You strive for the moments you don't feel like doing anything. That's the moment you turn around and say, oh no, this is what they're done. This is it, man. Okay, then you do it. On that moment, you do it, and guess what? You become the best that you can be at that moment.
Absolutely.
And that's the key. And it's not making you better than anybody else, but what it does make you, it makes you the best that you can be.
That's absolutely great.
Yeah.
I love
And
it.
guess
Come on, make
what?
some noise. And it should be obvious, but I think it needs to be stated. For you to be a Latin American man, to be able to make these declarations, demands, and determinations for yourself at that time is groundbreaking. And you are a leader in people seeing you for who you are and understanding the range of what you're representing in terms of character, history, personalities, everything. You have opened doors for people just by you being you. And thank you for that. Like that's
Thank you.
Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. As I said before, sometimes I do like to break the rules, and I think I'm gonna. We have a microphone over there. If you guys want to ask some questions, line up, and I'm gonna let you guys do that. We're not supposed to. Shh, don't tell anybody I did this.
Go ahead.
Yes, what's your name, friend?
Hello, I'm Nicholas Amon, but everyone calls me Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey,
What's
Nikki.
your question?
Well, Mr. Olmos, sorry, Edward, are you, whenever you're finished wrapping up a show, are you ever a little peeved that they kill your character off? Like, I loved you in Mayans MC, and when they killed Felipe, sorry, spoiler alert.
It's fair.
But I cried. He had so much to give.
He did.
Yet they killed Felipe. Were you pissed?
Was I angry?
Yes.
Of course. They killed me, dude. Nikki. Whenever anybody kills you, you're not gonna like it.
Exactly.
Okay? I don't care if it's in a movie or it's in real life, you're not gonna like it. Trust me.
But even when the series, do you feel like you could have been off like a better ending for him? Like try to convince Easy to leave the
I
lifestyle?
thought, there could have been a better ending for that. Of course, you could have let me live
That's
with my
right.
grandchildren. My grandson who I was holding in my arms as they shoot me to death. It's crazy.
Yes.
Weird show. Very, very dark. Don't suggest you watch it at all. Mayans, MC, don't watch
Wild
it.
one. It's definitely a wild one.
But yeah, no, you're right.
Thank you.
I did not like it, Nick. Thanks.
Nor should you. I don't think we liked it either, actually. It was very traumatic for us. Hello.
Hi, my name is Giselle. Edward, you played so many iconic roles, and you just mentioned about Miami Vice, and they're gonna do another remake of the movie. I think according to IMDb, actor Michael B. Jordan's gonna play Tubbs and Austin Butler Crockett. Who do you want to play you, your character, Castillo?
Ooh, God, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be difficult, because if he's going to do me, that's